Chapter 4. The draft was finally over. Out of the 32 wrestlers, they chose 16 for Monday Night Raw. That includes both the men's and women's championship winners from the year before. The other half would go to Friday Night SmackDown. All the new wrestlers got on Monday Night Raw, including Spartan, Phoenix, the Warden, and a woman named Claire Nation. There was a lot of working out and preparations for the new wrestlers to get them ready for their first show. Juan was still in recovery. Spencer and Olivia would go to see him. Sometimes Olivia would bring a friend with her. She was one of the women going on to Monday night. Her name was Claire. She was the queen in the Byron system. There were 5 known planets. She was the queen of Byron 1. She had green skin that glowed and bright blue hair that looked like it was made of crystals. One day the girls came in with Spencer. Lorvely smiled as she entered the room. "I have very good news for you all. Since Juan has made a very good recovery within the last week, he can wrestle again." Juan was looking a lot better as well. "So how did it go?" he asked the trio. "Well, we're all on Monday Night Raw," Spencer said. "Sick. Who else made it?" "Some guy named the Rev, some girl named Amanda who thinks she represents all of mankind and a few others," Olivia said. "Oh, and your first match is with the Rev." Claire looked at the script she brought. "Yep," Juan smiled. "Great, I'm ready for anything." Lucas Ames sat in the dressing room, the ceramic mask sitting next to him on the long counter. How was he here too? Noah Juan Diaz? And why did he have 2 last names? He hated everything about him. He started remembering things. It all started in middle school. Lucas sat all alone at a circle table in the cafeteria. It was hard to find anyone here to sit with. Just then there was a tap on his shoulder. "Es esto de la cafeteria?" "Huh?" Lucas asked him. "Oh, sorry," the kid said. "This the cafeteria?" Lucas nodded. The kid sat down next to him. "So you're new here? Never seen you around before?" Lucas picked up a sandwich. "Yeah, I'm Noah, but everyone calls me Juan. It's my middle name. You?" "Lucas." They got to know each other pretty well. The middle school years flew by. They hung out a lot. Even though Lucas wasn't in a lot of things, Juan was. He was into music, sparring, and plays. High school comes around, and Lucas was hanging out with him in one of the music rooms. One of Juan's friends, Spencer, joined them. Back in the present, Lucas saw someone coming towards him. He recognized her as the Phoenix. "This fell off the table. I'm surprised that it didn't shatter," she said as she handed the mask to him. The mask was a thick ceramic mask. He thanked her as she walked off. It was here, the first night of Raw. A new announcer stood by the podium. He was a bigger man. He had brown hair and 2 blue glass eyes. A white cane leaned next to the podium. He had a headset hanging around his neck for now. The stands were filling up. Monday Night Raw was in Columbus, Ohio in the Nationwide Arena. Amanda was one of the new wrestlers who ended up here. She was backstage getting ready when Lizzie, or Black Ice Blizzard, approached her. "So you claim to represent all of mankind? You know that there can be one person who can represent that, and it's gonna be me, the Ice-Cold Queen. What a big claim to make for your first impression." Amanda was about to say something when someone knocked on the door. "All right, guys, the show's about to start." Amanda took one more glance at her script. She picked it up and threw it onto a nearby table. "We'll continue this later," Lizzie said. Amanda nodded. The noise of the people filled the Nationwide Arena. The referee and commentators had a quick chat with Monty and went to their places. Monty put the headphones on his head and adjusted the mic. "It's the first night of a new season of WWE Monday Night Raw. My name is Monty, and I am excited to be your permanent announcer. Snoop Dogg has left the building, but my blind behind is here to stay. Let's begin the night with our first match of Raw." Someone's theme song began to play. A woman with blonde hair and green eyes emerged out of the stage. She just appeared out of nowhere. She wore black boots with white and gold buckles. She wore wrestling pants with a black and gold leather jacket, black wristbands, and a shield in her left hand. It was gold with a symbol in the center. It showed interlocking rings. She placed her shield against one of the posts of the ring. Up above, several thousands of rings appeared in different colors. They began to merge into the interlocking rings. "What a spectacular display," Monty began. "I can already see it." Fans began to laugh. "Fans of Amanda, I hope you feel united, because her next opponent doesn't quite agree with her bold claim." Someone else's theme began to play. Giant snowflakes came down from the ceiling. "Oh my," Monty pretended to shiver. "Is it me or did it go 30 degrees below in here? I don't remember winter coming early. It's the Ice Queen herself, Black Ice Blizzard."
The cheers of the crowd died down. "All right, Amanda, I would like to address—" Amanda held up her hand. "Hold on, Ice Queen, I would like to make myself clear. Before the heavyweight champion matches start tonight," Black Ice tried talking again. "Hold on a minute. You claim that I represent all of mankind? Look at the shield." Black Ice rolled her eyes. "A symbol doesn't mean much. You have to prove your worth in the ring." Amanda nodded. "My pleasure." The bell rang thrice. Amanda struck first. She jumped onto the second rope. Jumping off of it, she delivered a deadly dropkick to Blizzard's chest. Blizzard went down. "Way to start a match off with a spring in your step." "Amanda is starting the match with a springboard dropkick," Monty said. That knocked the wind out of Blizzard. Amanda went for the pinning move. The official by the ring began to count. 1, 2, 3. The bell rang thrice. "And your winner for the opening match is Amanda." What a fast match, the warden thought. Black Ice got up and walked past Amanda backstage. She said nothing, but she glared at her until she was out of sight. Amanda turned to the crowd and bowed. She smiled and went up into the stands. Monty recapped the match. "I don't think this is going to go under the rug unnoticed. The queen has been disturbed." The warden readied himself. "It's time for some of the heavy hitters of the night. If my memory serves me right, 4 of the 8 men are able to get that hunk of gold right here next to me on that podium." The crowd cheered. "Here I go," the warden thought. The warden's theme played. He stepped out onto the stage as pyrotechnics went off. 10 years ago, a young warden witnessed Brock Lesnar end his father's career. Now he returns to do just that and hopefully win that heavyweight title along the way. The crowd went wild. The warden looked on at the many fans in the arena. He said something to Monty. Monty G passed him the mic. "Nationwide arena, right?" The stadium erupted. "I have come back to continue my father's legacy." As Monty said, Lesnar broke his spine, forever ending his career. "I hope to change that. I'm ready, Monty. What do you got for me?" "You're next," an official said to Anna. She smiled. All the backstage areas had boom mics so that the audience could hear what was going on. "Good. I shall provide the fans with a show. However, that Phoenix character—" She frowned. A woman opened the rolling door of Anna's locker room. She didn't have any wrestling gear on. She had curly, shoulder-length hair with brown eyes. She was about Animator's size, but she was a little bigger and jacked. "Who are you?" Animator asked. "I am Iron Maiden. I saw that match with the Phoenix. You didn't look too good out there." Animator looked bewildered. "She ruined my beautiful work. Perhaps I got too excited. Did I add too much color?" Iron Maiden shook her head. "No, you didn't take the time to figure your opponent out. Luckily for you, I was watching that match. Remember when she briefly stopped to think?" Animator nodded. "Are you going to capitalize on that, or are you going to let her take a win from you?" Animator smiled. "What do you have in mind?" Animator asked Iron Maiden. "You'll find out. Your next match is with Phoenix, right?" Animator nodded. Iron Maiden smiled. "Right now you don't have a purpose or anything like that. What did Snoop say, an artist trying to make a name for herself? You can go bigger. But that Phoenix character—" Animator waited. "Get rid of her." "You heard her. Go big or go home. I'm curious as to what picture the Animator will paint for us today." "What will it be today?" Monty paused. "I am being informed that Animator is setting cans of paint. What will she wow us with today?" Animator started at one corner of the ring. The fans waited patiently for her to finish. She packed her things and went center stage. "All right, Mr. Monty, this masterpiece is a painting of a delicate spider's web. It's nice and fresh for my next unfortunate opponent." "All right, well, your next opponent is Phoenix. She's tougher than any bugs I've encountered." "Oh," Animator smiled. "In that case, she is the bug." Suddenly, Phoenix came down from wherever she was perched. "Nice web. I enjoy your attempts at including me in your works of art, I really do. Unfortunately, I can't do that. I would like to win this as bad as you." Animator smiled. "Oh, this time I am certain I will trap you." "For sure," Phoenix said as the bell rang. Phoenix noticed that there were more props near the ring. The table was gone, though. There was a stick, sword, rebar bat, steel chair, trash can, and a can of paint. Animator charged Phoenix with a shoulder tackle. Animator backed up and went to a corner of the ring. "What are you doing?" Phoenix thought. Unsure what to do, Phoenix made her way to the third rope. "If she's not going to come to me, then I guess I'll have to bring the fight to her." Animator was in front of the referee. She had a strange look on her face. Had that been there before? Phoenix watched Animator. She had her arms crossed in front of her, pacing in front of the referee. "What are you waiting on?" Phoenix began looking for any hidden compartments in the turnbuckles. She might be hiding a secret button that could activate a hidden trapdoor or something to throw me off. She wandered around in her head. Someone snapped her out of her thoughts. Get off of the third rope unless you're doing any stunts off it. It was the referee. Oh man, how long have I been up there? Phoenix wondered. Thinking quickly, she dove off straight into Animator. Suddenly, the ring began to fill with fog, making it very hard to see. Phoenix felt a pair of hands grab her waist. Wasn't Animator in front of me a minute ago? She was more confused than nervous. The fog didn't help much. She turned to try and find the source of the disembodied hands. The only thing she could make out was the silhouette of a person. That can't be right. How was that possible? The person wasn't there before the match started. She found her answer when her back made contact with the first and second ropes. The fog began to lift. When she turned to see who her attacker was, it turned out to be one of the women who made it to Raw. She had a glint in her eyes. Phoenix couldn't really do anything with her arms locked to her sides. She could hear all of the stadium booing now. The hands held on tight. Animator looked through the props and grabbed the rebar bat. The bat made its first shot to her shoulder. Animator slapped her leg as the bat made contact to give it that nice impact sound. Phoenix flinched. She pulled the bat back for another swing right into her chest. Thwack! The woman's hands tightened as she pulled back on the ropes, slinging her across the ring. She bounced off the other side and landed on the mat. Animator was above her with a trash can. She let it fall onto her back. Phoenix was overwhelmed. Suddenly, she had a flashback. It was a month ago during her training with Duncan. She was learning how to use with props safely while fighting in the ring. That part was easy. He was unpredictable at times. His style of wrestling was similar to Animator except that he left no room for any dramatic pauses. She began to overthink every move he did, second-guessing herself. It ended with her getting pinned. "Remember, Olivia?" Duncan said. "Don't overthink it. While you're standing there thinking about the next move, that bell will ring before you can say the word super kick." Back in the present, Phoenix stood up. "Just do," she said to herself. She knew she didn't have much energy left after her attempts at escaping the hands. She had to give it all she had. Animator kicked behind her knees, causing her to fall. She reached behind her, grabbing onto Animator as she fell. Both women were on the ground. This was going to end with someone being pinned. Animator rolled, putting Phoenix on her back. She struck her hard in the ribs with an elbow strike. Then she put all her weight into the pin. The referee slammed his hand on the mat as he counted. 1, 2, 3. The bell rang. "And your winner is the artist herself, Animator,"